Welcome! Because the Xbox 360 was launched roughly 1 year before the PlayStation 3, there are some games that you can get on the 7th gen Xbox 360 which Sony never took past their 6th gen PlayStation 2. I've selected some from my own collection, thought it'd be fun to have a look at them together. Let's begin, shall we? Gun. If you like Red Dead Redemption, and let's face it, everybody does, you need to play this. It came out before the first Red Dead Redemption game, and in many ways plays a lot like it. Okay, the visuals aren't quite as good, the map's definitely a lot smaller, but it's still a fantastic cowboy adventure. You've got the time slowing down Deadeye shot, I can't remember what it's called now, where you select where you want to shoot the opponents on their body. You've got a fantastic western adventure. You've got a varied map, albeit not the biggest, it's still varied. It is, of course, an open world game. You've got side missions which you can get distracted on nicely, and they're all really good fun as well, and plenty of places to explore. You can also do other activities such as hunting animals, herding cattle, and checking the wanted posters for your next target you can turn in for a bounty. I had so much fun playing this and still do whenever I revisit it. The story's compelling, the side characters very entertaining and they progress the story nicely. Some of them are good caricatures as well, slightly bonkers. And the main thing is the gameplay. It is just so good. Whether you're defending settlers from wolves, taking out a boss or hunting a bounty, it's everything a Western game should be. The Godfather. Yes, as you've guessed, this is based on the first film, often cited as one of the greatest films of all time, but it is done so very cleverly. Rather than just playing through as Michael or the Don or one of the enforcers, you're a character which was never featured in the film, and your activities parallel the events of it. So just for example, when the infamous horse's head is delivered, you're there. You're accompanying the enforcer who places it in the victim's bed. It really is a clever way of doing a licensed game. This came out when there were a lot of GTA clones and the gameplay definitely borrows from it very heavily. But that doesn't mean it's bad, as GTA is kind of the benchmark, still, for open world games. Whether you're out extorting businesses or playing through the main campaign, it works as it should. A perfect game for those of us who really enjoyed GTA Vice City. Peter Jackson's King Kong, the official game of the movie. What a title! Why they didn't just call it King Kong, I'll never know. But anyway, this game lets you play as both the humans and Kong, which is perfect because, let's be honest, when you're playing a King Kong game, you want to be Kong, you want to be the giant gorilla taking on all the other beasties and baddies. This lets you do that. Although, don't let the human parts sound boring because they're not. They're more of an FPS and there's some environmental puzzles as well. Part first-person shooter, part Indiana Jones, and part whatever you call big beasts battling each other game. I enjoyed this one. You don't have to have seen the film, you don't even have to have liked the film. It's a good adventure featuring a giant gorilla. What more do you want? Burnout Revenge. Because everybody likes a racing game, although this is far more than that. It builds on Burnout 3, which I think was subtitled Takedown. You've got a mixture of racing in the midst of the rush hour traffic and vehicle combat, where you obviously use the cars themselves as your weapon. Ramming, jumping and landing on roofs, hitting one-way traffic, pushing it into each other. You can see that one of the priorities with this game was to expand on the vehicular combat. I like it. I particularly liked the vertical takedowns, which is where you do some form of jump and land on top of the car that you want to take out. That just never gets old. And visually, it really does look good. You quite often find some of the best visuals on a console come from a racing game. I'm not saying this is the best looking one on the 360 because it came out in 2005, but it's definitely nice looking. And when you're playing in crash mode, you can get some really quite spectacular sights there. I like the Burnout games, I like racing games. They're quite good for a bit of casual play if you just want to sit and have a go at something for 20 minutes or half an hour. I like this one. Let me know what you think is the best Burnout game in the comments. Just Cause. The first game. Now you might be thinking, Why oh why would I want to go and play the first game when we've had 4 now and each one's gotten bigger and better and looks better? Well, it just depends if you're a big fan of the franchise and it's one you've missed out. It's been a good time since Just Cause 4 was released. I don't know if they're making another one yet. I did have a look on the internet, but I couldn't find anything. So if it's a franchise you really like, well, while you're waiting for a new game, if you want something you haven't played, why not go back to the earlier ones? This is where it all began. The plot's probably going to sound a little bit familiar. You are Rico Rodriguez, an operative for the agency. You've been dropped into a very picturesque Caribbean island. Your mission being destabilise everything, take out the president because he's got weapons of mass destruction. I wonder if he's been sent there by Tony Blair. Anyway, you discover how oppressed the people of the island are. So of course, you're the good guy, you lend a hand. It's pure physics-based chaos fun in an impressively large map for the time. Flat out Ultimate Carnage, a enhanced port of the 6th generation's Flat Out 2. The game is largely focused on racing and the import tuner scene more than its predecessor, and it has a notable change in the tyre grip, where you can take more control of the car, worry a bit less about skidding in tight turns to keep the action rolling and continuous. You've got 3 car classes: Derby, Race or Street, with Street being my own particular favourite. The first Flat Out game was noted largely for its ragdoll physics, and that has been massively improved with this. They saw that was a big strength of the first game and really focused on it here, meaning that the crashes are absolutely brilliant, and the mini games where you get to send the crash dummy flying through the front windscreen, hilarious, as you're seeing on screen now. This is as unserious as a vehicle driving game gets without being a full-blown comedy, and that's why it works. It's there for short session fun or long session laughs. Never going to be one of the greatest games ever, but it's a cheap pickup for a bit of fun. Spider-Man, friend or foe? We aren't so much swinging through the skies in this one as much as a beat-em-up platformer, but you do get some interesting characters along the way, and the gameplay is still fun. Just set your expectations. You're not going to be going through the skies of New York constantly. That said, it does borrow quite heavily with the character designs and inspiration from the Sam Raimi Spider-Man trilogy, which I personally enjoyed at the time, with a plot that's not canon to anything really, but keeps you going. Great fun in 2-player co-op, where you can each take on a different character. Just don't fall out over who gets to be Spider-Man. And of course, you do get all those Spidey powers to knock 10 barrels out of all the enemies. Not the greatest Spider-Man game in the world, but not one to ignore either, especially if you're a fan of the webbed wonder. Bully. I'm sure you were expecting this one. I don't know what I can say about this game that's not already been said. It's probably one of the games that people want a sequel to more than any others. It is for me at least, anyway. It's of course by Rockstar Games of GTA infamy, and it does play a lot like it, just you're a naughty school kid instead of a gangster. Instead of having guns, you've got a slingshot. Instead of fast cars, you've got a push bike. The story is perfect Rockstar absurdity, but incredibly entertaining. The gameplay, as I've already said, if you like GTA, you'll love this. I think it's a real treat of a game to play. I recently replayed it, I think at the end of last year, and I just had a riot from start to finish, and I think you will too. I'm sure everybody else has said this as well, but it is just a phenomenally good, fun game. And finally, the Simpsons game. Now, when you think Simpsons games, you probably instantly go to Hit and Run, which is absolutely brilliant. Nothing bad to say about that game. But the Simpsons game is also brilliant fun, and in fact, I actually slightly prefer it. Don't hate me for that. Play as either Homer, Bart, Lisa, or Marge, and yes, Marge does have Maggie with her as well. They've all got their own special abilities, which plays into the characters properly. You've got the voice actors from the show, the writers from the show. It is just an elongated episode of The Simpsons, which, if you're a fan of, and you must be to buy this, is exactly what you want, and it delivers. And that completes all the games from my own collection, which I've played, which came out on the Xbox 360 but are stuck on the 6th generation PS2 for Sony. I just thought it was an interesting little topic. Let me know if you've played any games which fit into the category, which I've missed off, because I've just gone for the ones, as I said, that are in my collection. And until next time, I will see you soon. Like and subscribe if you want. Ta-da for now.